Good morning, children. Today we'll start with the new chapter, that is atomic structure. When we talk about atomic structure, is first term we come across is an atom. We all know what is an atom. Atom is the smallest particle. Okay, atom is the smallest particle, or we can say that atom is building block of matter. Atom is the building block of atom. All the elements are composed of similar types of atom. For example, if I am talking about sodium, it contains all atoms of sodium. It is a pure substance. So when existence of atom came into this, the various scientists put forward the various theories. First of all, it was being said that atom is indivisible smallest particle, but later on subatomic particles were being discovered. Subatomic particles. Electrons were discovered by J.J. Thomson, protons by E. Goldstein, and neutrons by Chadwick. Various theories were being put forward by scientists to explain the structure of atom. कि atom दिखता कैसा है, atom है कैसा, how these subatomic particles are being arranged in an atom, how these subatomic particles were being arranged in an atom. Rutherford also gave one of the theory, and he compared atom with the planetary system. He said that the way planets are revolving around the sun, same way electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Like planets are revolving around the sun, same way electrons are revolving around the nucleus. But this model, Rutherford model, was being rejected because there was drawback of Rutherford model. He could not explain the stability of an atom. Rutherford could not explain the stability of an atom. Later on, Niels Bohr put forward atomic model, theory for atomic model, which is being accepted nowadays also. It is the most modern theory, according to which Niels Bohr said that center of an atom is nucleus, which contains neutrons and protons. Center of an atom is nucleus, which contains neutrons and protons, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in shells. These shells were being known as energy levels. These shells were being known as energy levels. Why energy level? Because each shell has a fixed amount of energy. Each shell has a fixed amount of energy. So first is center of an atom is known as nucleus, which contains neutrons and protons, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in fixed orbits, and these orbits or shells are known as energy levels. Unless and until electrons are revolving in these shells, there is no change in energy. Unless and until electrons are revolving around in these shells, there is no change in energy. The loss or gain of energy takes place when electron jumps from one shell to the another shell. Loss or gain of energy will take place when electron jumps from one shell to the another shell. If it jumps from higher shell to lower shell, there will be loss of energy, and if it jumps from lower to higher shell, there will be gain of energy. Okay, higher to lower shell, loss of energy. It means when we are moving towards the nucleus, then there is less energy, loss of energy takes place. And when we are moving away from nucleus, gain of energy takes place. These shells were being named as K, L, M, N. Okay, first shell is known as K, second L, third M, and fourth N. These shells are being named as K, L, M, N. Each shell is associated with a fixed amount of energy. Each shell is associated with a fixed amount of energy. That's why they are known as energy levels. Each shell can accommodate a fixed amount of electrons. It's not like I want to put 8 electrons in first shell, then I want to put 2 in second, 6 in third. No. Each shell has a fixed amount of electrons. For example, K shell can have maximum 2 electrons, L8, M18 and N32. Unless and until K shell has 8 electrons, only after that M will gain, electron will enter in M shell. Okay, if L is having 6 electrons, we cannot put electron into M shell. First, all the 8 electrons are to be filled in L, then in M, 18 in M, and then in N shell. So, first point he gave, each shell is associated with a fixed amount of energy. That's why they are known as energy levels. These shells are being named as K, L, M, N. K has 2 electrons, L8, M18 and N32. Electrons are revolving in a fixed shell with a fixed energy. Loss or gain of energy takes place when electron jumps from one shell to the another shell. If it jumps from lower to higher, then gain of energy, and from higher to lower, then loss of energy. This energy change, delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. Okay, that change in energy is delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. The shell which is closest to the nucleus will have minimum energy. The shell which is closest to the nucleus will have minimum energy. So this shell is K, L, M. Out of these, K will have minimum energy because it is towards the nucleus. Why they have minimum energy? Because when they are near the nucleus, there is more force of attraction. Force of attraction always results in loss of energy. Force of attraction always results in loss of energy. Now this mass of an electron is negligible as compared to the total mass of the atom. Okay, it means who is contributing towards the mass of atom? It is the nucleus. This center, it is contributing towards the mass of an atom. Mass of electrons is negligible. So these were few points being put forward by Neil Bohr, and it is being known as Bohr's theory of an atom, Bohr's theory of atomic structure. Next we come across the two terms, atomic number and mass number. Atomic number is the number of protons. It is the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Nucleus में जितने protons present हैं, that is known as atomic number. As we consider atom as an electrically neutral. We consider atom as a neutral. Why? Because number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. In an atom, number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. That's why we consider atom as electrically neutral. It means atomic number is number of protons which is equal to the number of electrons. Mass number. Mass number is sum of neutrons and protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, number of protons, sum of neutrons and protons present in the nucleus of an atom is known as mass number. For an element, here we write it as atomic number and here we write it as mass number. For example, aluminium. Aluminium atomic number is 13, mass number is 27. Okay, if its atomic number is 13, it means electrons 13, protons 13, now neutrons. We know mass atomic number is equal to the number of protons and which is equal to the number of electrons. If atomic number is 13, it means it contains 13 electrons, 13 protons. Now what is the number of neutrons? Neutrons is mass number minus atomic number. So for aluminium, number of neutrons is 27 minus 13, it comes out to be 14. Okay, so what is atomic number? It is the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom as an atom is electrically neutral. As an atom is electrically neutral, it means electrons is equal to the protons. जितना पॉजिटिव चार्ज है एटम के अंदर उतना ही नेगेटिव चार्ज होगा. As protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged. If both the charges are equal, then only atom will be neutral. So number of protons, whatever is the number of protons, that is the number of electrons in an atom. Mass number, it is sum of neutrons and protons present in the nucleus of an atom. ओके, न्यूक्लियस के अंदर क्या प्रेजेंट है? न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड प्रोटॉन्स. उन दोनों का जो सम है, सम ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स एंड न्यूट्रॉन्स इज नोन एज मास नंबर. इफ वी नो द एटॉमिक नंबर एंड मास नंबर, वी कैन टेल अबाउट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, प्रोटॉन्स एंड न्यूट्रॉन्स, where neutrons is mass number minus atomic number. So these two terms are very important in the atomic structure, atomic number and mass number. Atomic number tells us about number of protons and mass number tells us about sum of neutrons and protons in the nucleus of an atom.